Thok is the 11th boss you'll encounter during the Siege of Orgrimmar.
Thok has 2 official phases. The phases will alternate and change slightly each time you enter them.
Note that it is possible to do this fight with one tank. The second phase gives the tank enough time to shed the debuff. I would only recommend doing this if you really need the extra DPS. In phase 1, it's a standard tank and spank until he enters phase 2.
During phase 2, Thok is no longer tankable and chases a random raider. The raider must kite Thok around until the rest of the raid is able to free one of the 3 NPCs. The NPC will get himself eaten and the phase will end.
The 3 NPCs are Acolyte, Gorai, and Montauk. The NPCs should ideally be released in that order, although you could also try like Gorai, Montauk, and Acolyte, or even Gorai, Acolyte, Montauk. It's really up to you guys to decide what works best for you. In the standard first phase, Thok has several abilities. Fearsome Roar, which is a cone attack that will debuff the tank, causing the tank to take 25% more damage. The tank debuff should be switched at like 4 to 5 stacks. Tail Lash does high amounts of damage to anyone near his tail and stuns them, so players will need to stand to his sides. Blood Eat is applied to people who drop below 50% health. When 5 people come within 10 yards of each other, the phase 2 begins. Deafening Screech is a raid-wide AoE that deals decent damage. The spell interrupts spell casting. This ability will be used more frequently the longer the phase continues. The ability will be casted when his energy bar hits full, and the energy regeneration will increase each time it is used. Shock Blast deals high damage to random raiders and should be watched by the healers. There are different changes in abilities based upon which NPC is freed and eaten. Acolyte has the following changes. Corrosive Blood will replace Shock Blast. This will deal damage to random players and give them a dot. This dot can become a problem, so start dispelling that shit as quick as you can. Fearsome Roar is replaced by Acid Breath. This is a frontal cone attack that will do nature damage instead of shadow damage. This will stack, reducing armor of the target by 20% per stack. This is the tank debuff. Gorai changes the following. Fearsome Roar is replaced by Freezing Breath. This is a frontal cone attack that deals frost damage. When the player is at 5 stacks, they will be frozen in a tomb, which will need to be destroyed. The tomb causes 5% on the player's health as damage every 2 seconds. Shock Blast is replaced by Icy Blood. This places a 15-second dot on a random raider. Reaching 5 stacks will also encase the player in a tomb. Montauk has the following changes. Fearsome Roar is replaced by Scorching Breath, which is a frontal cone attack that deals fire damage. It will apply a stacking dot on the target. Shock Blast is replaced by Burning Blood. This deals good damage to a random raider and places a void zone at their feet. During phase 1, the raid should stack up. This will allow for easy healing in the initiation of phase 2. Also, by stacking up, phase 2 will start at a time where the damage being done by Thok is becoming too high. This regulates it in a way so that the raid doesn't blow through phase 1 too fast and run out of NPCs. During phase 2, Thok will cast Fixate on a person who he will follow. After the Fixate finishes, Thok will Fixate on another target. At the same time, a Korokon jailer will enter the area, and when killed will drop a key to release one of the NPCs. When Thok begins to go into phase 2, everyone should run away and spread out. If Thok fixates on you, don't panic, just calmly kite him away from the raid. Thok will start moving faster as the phase drags on, at which point you will no longer be able to outrun him. If you get in front of Thok during this phase, you'll die. It's that simple. Don't stand in front of him during this phase. Ideally, your raid is going to want to end this phase as quick as possible. That being said, use this phase as time to DPS and slow down the transitions of the fight. And don't forget to be DPSing during the entire phase. Tanks need to remember to tank Thok so that his head and tail are away from the raid. Tanks also need to pick up the jailer in phase 2. The tank should switch once they get 4 or 5 stacks of the debuff. The off tank needs to be at the boss's side to avoid getting the debuff. Healers should make note of Deafening Screech and make sure to not cast when it goes off. Shock Blast and its many variations will also cause damage to random raiders, so expect people to be randomly lose a chunk of their health. Try to heal through phase 1 as long as you can to prolong the phase, and give your DPS more time. Pop cooldowns if you have to. The DPS need to kill Thok when possible, pay attention to ice tombs, and kill the jailer immediately when he appears. Don't forget to be DPSing in phase 2, but do so carefully. Everyone should remember to spread out when phase 2 starts, and avoid cutting the boss through the raid. Try and bring the boss north or south in a predictable pattern. Lust can be popped whenever, but it might be an idea to save it until Montauk is eaten. If you want to get technical and precise with the phase switching from phase 2 to the first phase, try allowing Thok to fixate 10 or so times before releasing the NPCs.
That's all you need to know how to slay the mighty dinosaur.
Good luck, adventurer.